Haven't already, I invite you to spread out a yoga mat so you've got a nice cozy space to roll around. And then turn to your right and gently make your way onto your back. And take your time. Of course, there's no rushing in yoga. And start to feel yourself arriving closer to the earth. If it feels comfortable, and close the eyes. And give yourself permission to make any little adjustments that help this moment to feel more supportive. So I see some people bending their knees. That's a lovely option. And the way that I have been working with absorbing energy is by feeling spacious. It's almost like the more room I create internally, or not even create because we're already spacious, the more room I reveal, the more I can absorb effortlessly. And so as you relax here, first notice the edges of your physical body. I guess your skin is another way of saying that. And then feel those edges interacting with the air around you. You might notice the temperature of the air or the movement of the air. And allow that interplay between your physical form and the air around you to dance a little bit. And let the edges of the body soften. And imagine them vibrating and even starting to dissolve. And Babaji talks about our energetic body and says it's more vast than the entire universe. So feel that potential to be endlessly spacious. And the vastness isn't just outward, it's infinitely inward as well. And let that inward dimension take you towards the center of the heart, deeper and deeper towards the cells, and then the atoms, and then the spaces between the atoms and the space between that. And as you play with getting very big and very small at the same time, start to feel the breath pulsation. And I've really been enjoying feeling the inward direction as I inhale, and the outward direction as I exhale. And that helps me feel both at once. The edges reaching out infinitely and reaching in infinitely. We'll take several breaths here, just letting yourself relax physically but also mentally. You can start to slow down the exhale. That should help with the relaxing. Welcome, Mandy. Notice on those slow exhales if you can feel yourself sinking into the heart center while still becoming more spacious. And then gently start to separate the feet, taking up more physical space as the body gets wider. If the knees are bent, you can extend the legs at this point and stretch the arms out wide too, and feel that experience of the physical body reaching. Bring some awareness to the lumbar vertebrae and just make sure you're not increasing the arch in the low back, which actually takes some core strength to prevent from happening. So you might feel that brightness at your center. Make gentle wiggling with your fingers and toes. Let the feet circle. And as this awareness travels towards the edges of the body at the fingers and the toes, simultaneously feel your heart center. So it's kind of like juggling two balls, feeling the center of your being and sinking the awareness deeper and deeper into that center while reaching out, while expanding. Continue to feel the breath flow. And then start to snow angel the arms and be really gentle here. As the hands push down towards the feet, let the palms flip away from you. And then as the arms circle up and overhead, let the palms flip the other direction. So basically the palms are always facing the direction that the arms are traveling. And try to do less. So let the elbows soften, let the arms get heavy so there's not really too much effort in the arms or the shoulders. Imagine you're just massaging the skin and the muscles of the arms by letting them glide across the floor. And the next time the arms reach overhead, pause there and gently start to bend the knees, gliding the heels in towards the sits bones so the soles of the feet come to the earth. Actually first anchor the pelvis and then start to play with windshield wipering the knees without moving the pelvis. And so you'll notice that your movement is pretty limited here. And that's actually going to wake up the core musculature. So as the pelvis stays anchored, the deep core starts to wake up in these little windshield wipers. And the next time the knees come over to the left, roll onto the left-hand side. Bend the elbows and the knees. Let the head relax for a moment. Feel the left side pressing into the earth. And then gently start to squeeze elbows and knees towards one another and feel the front of the body tighten. And then start to reach everything out, melting and opening. And I call this the protozoa pulse. So you can just imagine you're a single-celled organism and everything in you is moving in the same direction towards center and then away from center. These movements can be really tiny if that's more comfortable on that bottom shoulder. And the next time you get long, stack the hands, bring the head to the bottom arm, and straighten the feet, flex the feet as if you're in Tadasana. And this actually takes some core strength to find balance. So take a moment to feel that wobbling and stabilization happening. The top arm can relax as much as you need to for the shoulder to be comfortable. take a couple of breaths and just notice how the rib cage and the pelvis are relating to one another. And if the core is on, it should be helping find a parallel between those two systems. And then very slowly, imagine you're a banana and slowly start to lift your head, feeling the nice banana curve on your side body. You can play with lifting the top leg just a little bit, or keep the feet together. That's feeling more interesting to me. And feel the warmth starting to build on the right side of the body, and then set that down. And do this a couple of times, and less is more, especially if that felt like intense, or like the superficial muscles were engaging a lot. We really want to feel the deep core support, and then just layer on the superficial muscles in a really gentle way. The next time you really relax down, pause there, let everything soften, feel any warmth that builds on the right side of the body, and then bend the top knee and gently start to sweep the right hand down and back, coming into a nice easy twist. Let the top knee reach in front of you as the arm reaches behind you, and the head can relax on the floor behind you so that this is more relaxed. And just take a moment to let the right side of the body spiral open. And then very slowly start to roll onto the back so the right side of the hip anchors down. Really important, just like we did before, keep the pelvis anchored and start to circle the right knee. It's really important to keep the pelvis stable here, because we don't want the thigh bone like grinding on the cartilage of the hip socket. And so if the pelvis is anchored and our deep core is supporting us, we'll just have nice small supported movements here. And then the next time the knee starts to circle over to the left, bend both knees, roll onto the side, and we'll repeat that again, starting with the protozoa pulse. And so start to squeeze elbows and knees together in a fetal position, and then gently reach everything out. And do this at your own pace. If you want to sync it with the breath, it's nice to exhale into the fetal position and inhale to expand. And let these two directions of movement help you bury yourself into the heart center and simultaneously expand and reach and lengthen. And the next time you reach out, stack everything, soften everything, find the wobble, and then stabilize. And then gently start to lift the head, feeling the right side of the body shorten into your banana shape. And then let it go, and do this a couple of times, and less is more. Like maybe I can't even really see what a beautiful banana you are, but you can feel that curve. The next time you lift, if it feels comfortable, try holding and breathing and seeing how soft you can be. Bend the elbow a little if the shoulder needs a little break. And then set everything down. Top knee bends and the top arm sweeps back, melting the head behind you. So this is a nice relaxed twist. If you want to kick the top leg out a little bit, that's fine. And then gently roll onto the back, anchor the pelvis, and go right into the knee circles, right? And they're going to be pretty small knee circles. And if you're feeling it mostly at the core, then you're doing it right. Gently extend the right leg out and pause in your reclined snow angel position, and just notice anything starting to wake up. Notice that sensation of the lights being turned on in your inner dimension. And then we'll be doing the same sequence to the other side, which means you're not going to be facing me. If that's confusing, feel free to sit up and flip to the other side. And feel free to hit play on the first musical track as well. And whenever you're ready, in whatever orientation you are, gently start by bending the knees, soles of feet to the earth, and anchor the pelvis. Little windshield wipers. And it's fine if you're already in the protozoa pulse, you can enjoy that too. This is your practice. And then eventually roll now onto the right hand side if you're not already there. Take a moment to allow the earth to receive the right side of the body. And then squeeze elbows and knees together, and less is more. You want to feel as fluid as possible, right? And you're only a single cell, so it means no muscles can over-dominate because you're just one thing. So there's a sense of evenness, that single-pointed focus. Try moving a little slower. Beautiful. Start to connect with your breath flow. Connect with the sensations of the body gliding over the earth or your blanket if you chose that option. And then the next time you start to lengthen out, prepare to stack the body. Take your time with it. And then flex the feet and notice that little wobble, that it's actually challenging to rest on your side here. Notice the deep core starting to awaken. And then keeping the deep core on, play with gently lifting the head by shortening the left side of the body. Keep the feet flexed and feel the musculature lifting you and then setting you back down. And try that a couple times and make adjustments with that top arm so it feels spacious, right? So it might even be like a more of a soft cactus arm. A soft cactus. I don't know what kind that would be. And the next time you lift, you can pause for a moment, only if that feels interesting. And then set it back down, and we're heading into the twist. So the top knee bends and the knee reaches forward as the top arm sweeps down and back, melting the left shoulder behind you, letting the head relax. Breathe. And a twist is such a special way to feel that condensing into your center while reaching out. Right? You have that center focal point and the spaciousness. And then return onto the side body. No, don't do that. Roll all the way onto the back and anchor the pelvis, letting the top knee circle gently, just to wake up the deep core and the muscles in the hip socket. Less is more. You want it to feel quite strengthening and not stretching at all. Nice. And then as you're ready, we'll do that one more time on that same side, eventually rolling onto the right hand side. First movement is the protozoa pulse. And as you pulse here, try to find a sense of inward support, finding solace in your own body, in your own energetic field. And then notice your ability to also expand and become more spacious. Take a couple more, heading towards the side lying core pose where the body stacks. And take a moment here to feel that subtle work that's keeping you supported and keeping you balanced. Flex the feet. And then start to play with shortening the top side of the body so that the head lifts, but you want to feel the lifting coming from your center and not from the neck, not from the shoulder. So less really is more, and less is actually stronger. Go figure. Feel that play of the top side shortening and then lengthening evenly. It can still be a single cell here if you want. And the next time you relax down, bend the top knee, circle the top arm down and back, melting the top shoulder onto the mat, into the twist. Feel the condensing towards the center, helping your focus go as deep as possible into the heart as the arm and legs stretch apart. Two things at once. Awareness in both places at once. And then roll onto the back. Anchor the pelvis and gently circle the knee in the momentum that movement carries you. And then stretch that leg out and pause again in your snow angel. Close the eyes and let your whole body soften. Imagine all your awareness pooling down the center of the heart, deeper and deeper into the infinitesimal spaces. And take a few breaths and imagine being able to absorb all of the energy that's available to you in this moment. Keeping the pelvis anchored, start to drag the heels in and then lift the shins, grab behind the thighs and start to gently rock and roll forward and back, finding a little bit of hang time at the top if that's comfortable, and if it's not, you can always come right up to seated. And the next time you come up, pause and place the soles of the feet onto the earth,